Hello everyone, welcome to Mutual Fund Maestros with AssetPlus. We bring seasoned mutual fund distributors together to share insights, strategies about the industry, offering a unique glimpse into the world of mutual fund business. So our goal here in this show is to introduce you to the people and ideas that will help you become successful distributors in the business. From dissecting market behavior to uncovering powerful business strategies, our guests will enlighten us with their expertise. Today's guest is a veteran in the field of personal finance, helping hundreds of families spanning 2 to 3 generations in achieving their financial goals. He started his career with State Bank of India in 1984 as a probationary officer and then turned into an independent financial services professional in year 2001. He has been the president of the Premier Association of Mutual Fund Distributors in India, which is called IFA Galaxy, and has been recognized and rewarded throughout his career in various forums. Thank you, Mohsin. We really appreciate your association with AssetPlus. So, Mohsin, let's start from the beginning. So, why don't you help us understand that how and when did you started personal financial services business?
Ashish, first and foremost, thanks a lot for having me here. I come from a financial services background, having been in State Bank of India since 1984.
Mm-hmm.
And my first start was in the field of life insurance. Like in 2000, the private sector in life insurance was opening up. That was the first time, like when 4 private life insurers opened up in the country. And I was invited, and I took up the agency of Max New York Life.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And that was the start I made into the financial services. It was not like planned to be like, for instance, like I start with life insurance and then go on to asset management and so on.
Right.
I started and then I evolved. So that's how the journey began.
Yeah, no, it's very interesting because I think what has happened is for professionals who started this journey in, let's say, 2000 or early 2000, late 2000, I also started my journey at around that time. And what I realized is a lot of people who were initially into mutual fund, initially into, let's say, insurance distribution or other product distribution, they somehow saw this opportunity. And interestingly, it was not more than maybe 1 or 2% people who were doing insurance and other businesses got into mutual funds. And now we can see people who started 20 years ago where they have reached, right? In fact, now when we speak about it, I'm sure you have seen a huge amount of change when you started this business and today. So how would you like to share what are those like 5 key insights or 3 key learnings you had in last 20 years of doing mutual fund and financial product distribution?
When I graduated from life insurance into asset management, what I could see was that, like, for instance, we were fulfilling the financial needs of my clients, clients and their families, and these were long term.
Right.
And when I started, and gradually, as it was gathering momentum, and I was building more families, I could see that life insurance could not be the one-stop solution for fulfilling all their financial goals.
Right.
When I got in, for instance, when people from the asset management industry got in touch with me, and I started looking at it, and I felt that only asset management and life insurance should come as a whole, not just you do with life insurance and that is a be all and end all solution for everything. You will have to necessarily take asset management onto your this thing, because that is where, for instance, investment, that is where we began to understand that protection and investment are 2 different components of an individual's life.
Exactly.
And importance has to be given to both. That would be my first and foremost the main insight.
Got it.
And the clients also got more and more interested when they could see that I was trying to fulfill their long-term financial goals.
Right.
It is not just the protection per se, which was the thing. And moreover, I started off at a time when life insurance was sold more for tax planning.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
But you will have to necessarily analyze design and implement strategies to fulfill the financial needs of individuals.
Right. So, Mohsin, this is really interesting. I think to me, when I look at the large swath of be it mutual fund distributors or insurance advisors, I think this is one thing which is missing in many people, right? So people tend to create a competition between one product and another product. When it's not about competition, all products put together can create a solution for the client. So I think for people who are coming in, they should understand that it's not the product they are selling, it's not a mutual fund or an insurance or an FD. It's they are doing something to help the customer. I'm sorry, achieve their financial goals, right?
Absolutely.
And that has to happen through a different combination of products. And I think that is also people have to understand this thing cannot happen online in general. There has to be an intermediary, a professional intermediary like you, right? Who is going, talking to the customers, helping them do all of this, right? Most of these things people generally cannot do online. Maybe you can buy one product online, maybe you can buy SIP online, but when it comes to proper planning, whatever we have seen in the last couple of years, it is almost impossible to create a proper financial planning, financial goals, asset allocation without the help of an intermediary, right? So, and that brings me to the question of intermediary. And you have been, I think you have not only involved in your own personal business, but you've also, through your different engagements, through different associations, you have been part of helping entire industry grow, right? So, in that perspective, what are those key challenges which you think today mutual fund distributors or financial service professionals are facing? And how would you advise them that they handle those challenges?
Okay, I will first answer the planning part,
Sure.
like as to where it is coming from.
Sure.
Like as the popular saying goes, failing to plan is planning to fail.
Correct.
So unless and until you have a proper plan and execute the strategies and the thing, and as we always tell our clients, I am there to handhold you right through the financial planning process and take you to achieve your financial goals through the products which I am offering. That is where the financial planning part
Right.
has to start. Now, regarding the challenges, okay, we will have to accept the fact that we are living in a VUCA world. Okay, uncertainty is the name of the game.
Correct.
And there are like, in fact, I graduated on to technology in 2009 when changes started taking rapidly in the asset management industry.
Correct.
Okay, and since then we have been finding that it used to be almost like, for instance, the regulator used to make changes almost every year.
Correct.
And what we need to understand is that whatever the regulator is doing is for the investors' good.
Excellent.
So we will have to accept it.
Absolutely.
So whether it is advisors of our generation or the advisors who are going to follow us, will have to accept that these changes will keep coming as the industry evolves.
Right.
And as newer and newer technologies evolve, and as newer and newer products keep coming, newer and newer categories keep coming, there is going to be a lot of changes where one has to accept and adapt.
Accept and adapt. Right.
So without adapting to the changing norms, one cannot survive in this industry.
So again, for me, the keyword are accept and adopt. Right. So if you can't, if there is no point in trying to fight the changes which are happening in the system, you have to rather accept and adopt. You adopted technology in 2009, right? Which is, I would say, most people were that for most mutual fund or most financial professionals, technology was not the buzzword then, right? For most people. So what made you adopt technology? In fact, what made you an early adopter of technology in this space?
I would like to go back a little before I come to the adaptation of technology. I was attending the $1 Million Roundtable conference at Las Vegas in 2003.
Wonderful.
And one of the main platform speakers had this to say. I will put it in Indian terms. He said that, like, if you are doing the work which you can delegate for 1,000 rupees a day person,
Wonderful.
like believe me, 10 years from now, you will be earning only 1,000 rupees per day.
Fantastic.
So I could see that many an agent advisor like me, like were simply one man armies,
Correct.
like who were not trying to delegate stereotyped work which could be delegated, because I knew that like I was worth 10,000 rupees per day and
Correct.
not 1,000 rupees per day.
Correct.
So that is how
Wonderful.
I knew that like it had to happen that I had to have an assistant, and I started having an assistant.
Got it.
However, when technology came in 2009, a fintech platform first came to the country and offered its services to us.
Correct.
I knew that, like, for instance, my assistant could work from 9 to 5. But here was an assistant I could have 24/7,
Correct.
365 days a year.
Correct.
I was the first adapter of technology in this part of the country.
Absolutely.
I moved on to a fintech platform.
Right.
And it has been a satisfying journey throughout.
Wonderful. In fact, I would just like to add one thing here. In fact, a small question. So today, can you imagine a life without a platform? As far as your business is concerned. I mean, for that matter, can anyone imagine today life without a platform?
2003 to 9 was a raging bull market.
Correct.
Okay. And it was the time when there was an influx of NFOs.
Yeah.
Particularly the infra fund NFOs.
Same.
And like customers were raring to kind of grasp any NFO which we were offering. I still can't forget the days when we were filling new voluminous forms, collecting checks,
right,
going from door to door, and then going to the AMC offices, going to the RTAs, and so on. It was a nightmare when you think of it today. The fintech platform totally brought about a paradigm change in it.
Right.
Like where I saw that, like I did not have to collect a check. I did not have to collect a physical form. Right. I could submit everything online. It was definitely some kind of a dream which was unfolding in front of my eyes.
Technology has that ability to play a magician or a Harry Potter, so to speak,
absolutely,
in our life. Right. Now let me just talk about last 1 or 2 years that we have been associated with us. So first of all, we are extremely pleased. We are frankly honored to have somebody like you who has joined our platform. So just help us understand what made you come to AssetPlus as a platform.
The earlier platform whom I was using from 2009 till 2022 decided to fold up in the country because the reason being that there were some certain regulatory changes they could not adapt themselves to.
Correct.
Then me and my peers joined together and we formed groups and we started hunting for this thing, because by 2022 there were quite a few platforms available to choose from.
Correct.
So when I started looking at the various options available as to what could suit my line of business.
Correct.
And like my line of the way I was operating, because I have right from the time when I started off in 2001, I have been a numbers person. There I wanted to have a platform which suited me, and the other thing I really found that in AssetPlus. And what I could find in this last a little more than a year that I have been associated is, number one, the people. The people are absolutely awesome to deal with, and everyone has the problem solving capability. Number two is the technology adaptation, right from the user interface. After changing over from the platform to this thing, some of the first feedbacks I got from some of the clients was a great dashboard, a great welcome page, and so on. The third is the service, because fintech or no fintech, like ultimately what matters is the service.
Yes,
like
absolutely.
When you want your problems to be solved, and if you don't have a proper person handling your service issues, then you had it.
Right.
These are three things which have attracted me to this thing, and I know that I'm here to stay.
There are existing people who are doing this business for the last couple of years, maybe a decade or so. And then there are people who are joining into the business today. Most of these people are going to do this business for next 15, 20, 30, 40 years, right? In that case, if you have to today advise them that how to be future ready, what will you think a platform like AssetPlus can play a role?
When we started, okay, like it was felt like, in fact, at many conference, symposium, seminar, and all that, like when the question was like as to how many uh, customers, clients can one handle.
Correct.
We used to rest on the number 100 because of the voluminous paperwork involved.
Correct.
But with the advent of fintech platforms, if you were to ask me that question, one MFD can handle 1,000 clients comfortably. Who can we compare ourselves to?
Sure.
Successful doctors, successful chartered accountants.
Say that.
We are our own bosses.
Yes.
Okay, that we all accept.
Correct.
But unfortunately, we are very lenient bosses. Do you find a
Correct.
successful doctor being a lenient boss to himself? Do you find a successful chartered accountant being a lenient boss to himself? He has an office space. He has employees.
Yes.
They have a particular system.
Correct.
They could even have an SOP for
Yes.
running their offices.
Yes.
We need to adapt to that. Money is a byproduct.
Correct.
Which comes out of the practice. Don't be lenient bosses. Work on yourself. Have a work culture. Have a discipline.
Yes.
Of timings.
Yes.
Have a discipline of attire. Have a discipline of maintaining records.
Wonderful.
Clients should look up to you as a professional.
Correct.
Believe me, like today, the one scare which goes through this thing is AI. When we started off with platform in 2009, there was a big scare that there will be robotic platforms which will take over.
Correct.
Where are they? Haven't I functioned for the last 14 years without any competition from robotic platforms? There are going to be many and many more challenges to you. One strength we have is the intellectual population.
Correct.
And the intellectual population is definitely getting to go and know more and more about mutual funds and the like.
Correct.
Which is a big market for us to take. So when you have the discipline, when you set yourself as a self-employed professional and move forward, believe me, the sky is the limit for you to grow.
Sure.
And
Sure.
another major thing which we have, there is no retirement age in this business.
Correct.
Like
Correct.
even today, like for instance, my doctor is aged 72 years. But I have to wait for 2 months to get an appointment with him.
Correct.
So don't you picture yourself in that same category?
Correct.
Believe me,
Absolutely.
you will have clients wanting your appointment.
Yes.
So you look forward to that, and whether you have a succession plan, well and good. If not, also like for example, there is no this thing, and you can handle anything. In fact, you should use AI as an advantage rather than as a challenge, rather than as a competition. So there are good times to come, and we definitely look forward to it.
Wonderful. Absolutely. I think this is well said in terms of the challenges or the dynamics are part of any business. There is no business which doesn't faces the changing environment. We are going to go through them, but at the same time, the opportunity which is there for anyone to advise people on investments is going to increase multiple from where we are. Right? I think so. When I started my career 20 years ago, the mutual fund was about less than 1 lakh crores. Today, that is about 45 lakh crores. Right? And it's in the matter
And
of
we are
20
looking at
years.
100 lakh crores.
Exactly. And I'm saying next 20 years, if 1 lakh crore has become 40 lakh crores, right? This 40 lakh crore will become 100 lakh crore in a matter of maybe few years. But in a generation, this probably is going to be some trillions of dollars.
I'm reminded of a famous saying from Azim Premji, the founder of Wipro, who said like what is his success mantra? He said cash, and his cash was KASH: knowledge, attitude, skills, and habits.
Wonderful.
Believe me, like
Wonderful.
one who has knowledge on his side, who
Mm.
has the right attitude,
Mm.
uses that knowledge to develop his skills, and has wonderful habits, whether, as I already mentioned, whether it is in his attire, whether it is in his dealing with the clients, or whether in his punctuality towards meetings, or
Right.
commitment towards commitments which he gives to the clients, and so on and so forth.
Right.
There is
Absolutely.
absolutely
Sure.
no end to the growth which he can have.
Right. So, Mohsin, today we know that there are a lot of people who are already doing business and there are a lot of people who are coming into the business. What would be your advice if they have to function on their own or whether they should come and work with platform like us?
Well, Ashish, I come from the days of the manual typewriters. We graduated from the manual typewriters to
Right.
the electronic typewriters, and then we moved on to saying the PC, the Siva PC, which came initially, and in fact, before Microsoft really came with its advanced versions, like
Right.
there was a lot of evolution which happened.
Correct.
It is like that. Like, and I go back to my earlier answer of, like, if you were to be doing the work of an assistant who's
Right.
earning 1000 rupees a day, 10 years from now you will be earning 1000 rupees a day.
Wonderful.
You should be
Absolutely.
looking at 1000 rupees a day, and in fact there are advisors in the field who are earning 1 lakh rupees per day.
Correct.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So when you have that kind of an opportunity open for you,
Right.
where like you have a one-stop shop where the transactions get performed, the reporting gets performed, whatever else you are looking for,
Sure.
everything gets executed under one umbrella. Why would you be looking to go into 10 different directions and sourcing resources which are necessary for the functioning of your business? I don't think
Right.
you should be doing that. You should be functioning under a one-stop platform,
Sure.
which can function fully and fulfill all your needs and your client needs. Your clients' satisfaction is most important here.
Right.
Transaction goes on one platform and then reporting goes from another platform. No, it is strictly a no-no for me, and I have been used to this right from 2009, and I will definitely not this thing. It is a small percentage of your earning which you are sharing for the use of such an umbrella.
Great, Mohsen. Really appreciate your time. Thank you very, very much. And we look forward to many more conversations as we move and build a business for everyone.